Next up, we have Jund versus what we're calling Rip It or Flip It.
Oh no, I don't know what any of these cards do. Shout out to my boy Daniel piloting Mike's Jund deck. Daniel has been out of Magic for a while. He came back, said I want to play. We handed him Jund.
He went X1 that night, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Hell yeah. All right.
Still got it. Still got it. He was a Summer Bloom player. I was a Splinter Swing player. We both felt the same pain on the same day.
We both just cried in each other's arms with just alcohol bottles empty.
That is a quality Jund hand. Quality Jund right there. A classic Jund. The People's Champion Jund.
Get the fuck out of here with your People's Champion bullshit.
Jund is the People's Champion.
No,
Jund
it's
is
not.
the fairest
No,
deck.
no. Jund is not.
What's the
Green
big-
Black is the People's Champion. Green Black is the Rock.
Nobody
How
likes
dare
the
you?
Rock. The Rock is like Jund's stepsister.
You
You think she's hot, and then you get a little close and you're like, you know what? I just really like Jund. Yeah, Jund's got it all. You're just kind of boring.
Jund is not the Rock. Is not the People's Champion.
Jund is the People's Champion. What?
You know what? No, I feel like Jund's more like Stone Cold. You guys just shit talk a lot and drink a bunch of beer.
No. That's not Jund. Jund is
Oh.
People's Champion. When Jund is doing well, it's usually a sign that the format is healthy again.
Okay. Sermon Vexing Devil. We got our reader. Do you know what Vexing Devil does?
Yes, I played Vexing Devil in Standard. It says, when Vexing Devil enters the battlefield, your opponent may choose to lose 4 life, take 4 damage, or to allow Vexing Devil to remain in play. It is a 1 mana, 4/3. Dan's got a Lightning Bolt. Probably gonna let that live. Missequencing his lands here, he is a new to Jund. It's not played it a lot. Could have left his fetch land up for end step, see if there's anything going on. Then he could have end step, bolted, untapped, played a quick land, played a red and 6, got back that fetch land. That would be the most efficient way. But
To be fair, Jund's playstyle has changed a lot because of Ren and 6.
Jund's playstyle has changed a lot since he's played it, which was not very often.
Yeah.
He's out. He's out of touch. He's reading a staple card of the format of
Titty
Thing in the
Monster.
Ice.
Liam, do you know what Titty Monster is?
Thing in the Ice.
Titty Monster.
Titty.
Yes. Titty Monster.
So, Jund, unfortunately, is a deck that really benefits from people playing in the most optimal way. So he's missed out on having a permanent in play on turn 2. But rest of his hand is gas. You
I
can
mean, play a land, down tick Lily seems fine.
play land down, take Lily, you're doing good. Even if you play like Assassin's Trophy, you're still doing all right. I have to imagine that he's gonna play Lily and down ticket. That's the best thing you can be doing right now. Just get that out of here. 3 mana Edict, and I got pressure. Let's see what the choice is. He's looking at Lily. He's trying to read what Lily does through the signature. You can hear the gears cranking around in his head. We have a fetch land. He's cracking it. It's in his graveyard sideways.
All about sending a message.
Looking at a forest, that's not the right call. If that's a forest, that doesn't cast Lily. Don't do it.
Also, John, I've never heard the term Jund up. I've heard Jund 'em out. I've heard Whoop 'em Jund 'em style.
Which is the worst.
And I've heard Mobile Suit Jundam, which is my favorite. I've not heard Jund up though. That's it's interesting.
Taking 2 points here. Going full Jund. The Jund lands have been assembled. You have Stomping Ground, you have Blackleaf Cliffs, and you have an Overgrown Tomb. You got 2 of everything. You're good for the rest of the game.
Blood Moon.
There goes the neighborhood.
Sadness on the stack.
Your
Sadness
opponent-
resolves.
Your opponent's playing Grixis, they're not playing Blood Moon, let's be real.
They could. You don't know.
Your
The,
opponent...
the black is literally a splash for Inquisition of Kozilek, Extirpate, and Leyline.
And Blightning, come on.
Okay, I'm Blighting.
And Nicol Bolas. You need to learn how to read, dude.
Never.
The black is just a splash for a third of the deck. That's ridiculous.
I mean, 9. All right, yeah, 9 cards. All right, sure.
Wow. Okay. Finally, coming to the correct decision of Lily. Is there a tick down or is there a tick up?
Tick up. Send a message.
Send a message. You can't tick up here. What, is your opponent going to cast 4 spells against you next turn? You could go for it. You could do it. He's doing it. He's ticking up. Pitch that land. You're getting that back next turn. What are you discarding, sir?
See, this is the attitude of Jund players. They are not the people's champions. They're the shit talk.
Look, this is your drunk uncle playing Jund. Don't worry about it. He'll get there eventually. There just might be some racial slurs.
So when Dan pilots Jund, it's the Stone Cold Steve Austin version. Just drinking beer, talking shit, trying to lay some stunners down.
Well, the question is he talking shit? I don't think he is. I don't think Dan's talking shit.
Ooh, there's an opt.
Spell number 1.
I really want Alex to win off of a mana clash.
Let's be real. Dan's my homie, but he should have ticked down. You should have had a Ren and 6 in play and tick down.
He's like, pass turn. Is he gonna tick down now?
He's doing my least favorite thing, which is being suboptimal. Okay, here's another line of play. You could Ren and 6. That's not happening now. You could have
Thoughtseize gain 2 life.
You could Ren and 6. You could get back a land. You could leave up Assassin's Trophy. You could plus and discard Thoughtseize. He's going for the Thoughtseize. He wants to know what's up. He wants to read more cards. I have 2
Do you know what
lands,
risk
sir.
factor does?
I have 2 lands, sir. I have a risk factor. I have whatever this card is.
I believe that is Fiery Gambit.
If you take risk factor, you're dead to me. If you take risk factor here, I'm gonna have to call him.
If he takes risk factor, you have to call one. We're gonna have this conversation on the phone.
I will call him right now if he takes risk factor.
You know what Fiery Gambit does?
Fiery Gambit. I imagine it involves flipping a coin to do
Yes,
something.
it does.
Is it drawing cards?
It is not.
Well, then I don't know. Okay, Ren and 6.
Down tick.
Gets back a land. Choosing the worst land to get back. Interesting. He's fetching main phase. Also not good. Not a fan of that. He's a Titan player, alright? He's used to just getting lands in play on his turn, alright? Not a Jund player.
Oh, man.
You better edict that thing in the ice. You don't need to yet. You don't need to yet. Because there's one spell in hand. You don't need to yet.
The problem is, it's a risk factor.
Well, you're taking the damage. You're not letting your opponent draw 3 cards. There's no way in hell you're letting your opponent draw 3.
What happens when he flashes it
That's
back?
a main phase fetch for an untapped forest. What's happening here? What are you looking at Scavenging Ooze in your hand for? He's ticking up. He's going for it.
Oh my god.
What are you discarding? You're discarding your Assassin's Trophy or your Scoos? This is not good.
Discard Assassin's
What are
Trophy.
you doing? What is happening?
That's gonna be great because I know later in the week, like this video's gonna go on YouTube. Dan, you're coming over. You're watching the thing. I'm gonna yell at you the whole time.
There's no respect.
I'm not sure what he drew. Oh, Stitch in Time.
No respect for that thing in the ice.
I do appreciate Alec. I wanna just shout out to him right now. He made a note card of saying what he's calling.
I like that.
I appreciate him. Did he get it? I don't know if it's a heads or a tails. Right?
I think that's heads.
I think it is heads. Oh, thing in the ice may be flipping, sir.
We had 3 opportunities to kill Thing in the Ice. Tick down with Lily. Tick down with Lily. Assassin's Trophy. Those were 3 ways to kill Liliana. Don't look at that Scooz in your hand. What's it doing with your untapped forest that you fetched for main phase? Suboptimal.
I feel so bad for Dan. You're gonna pull him aside and just like show him this, like rub his nose in it.
But
you see this?
Betrayed me. You betrayed John. Respect her.
Respect.
Yeah, take the damage. Don't even. What do you think about? Yeah. Okay. Okay, we're going up to 15. Down to 13.
No, he was at 13. He's going down to 9.
Back down to 9.
He's like, no.
We got there.
Jund gains life, right?
Okay. All right.
I'm laughing. Oh, as if it was just like an opt, just to be like, got him.
Okay. What's the play, Dan? We're gonna tick down. There's a Bloodbraid Elf. Tempting. He knows that card's good. He's tapping some mana. Here it comes. Just make it another Lily. He wants to know if he has to cast a Lily.
Yes.
He does not. He does not technically have to cast.
He does not have to. No, he does have the option of casting.
He's confused. The counter's over at the 4. It should be at the 5. He's flipped it back. There's a thing in the ice in play.
I feel like your adrenaline's just going so much right now because you're so angry.
It's. I started off trying to justify what he was doing. We're beyond that. We're no longer in that realm. Attack. Go ahead. Attack him. Get in there. Send a message. Down tick that Lily, Dan. Down tick it. Do it. Where's that dice going?
Okay, he's down ticking.
Okay. Okay, we pulled the trigger.
I was gonna laugh if he went up to 6. I'm like,
oh my goodness, I almost died.
That would have been great on camera.
You became banned from Twitch.
What? Why?
For having a death on camera.
There was no actual death. Hey Mike, Liam's having a stroke right now watching.
Mike, you watch Dan play Jund and tell me that you still love him.
Wow.
Okay, maybe not that far.
Wow.
Maybe not that.
Wow.
I'm
gonna get some food and let Liam think about what he just said.
Mike. Suboptimal.
Liam, that's not where the camera is.
I'm leaning into chat to read what Mike says. Suboptimal. We're making bad plays here. Okay, yeah, 3. Okay, Mike, I started out with that. I started out by saying, 3 years no magic. He's trying out Jund. But then he's like fetching for a forest on main phase and not using his mana. He's fetching for a tapped Stomping Ground turn 1 with Lightning Bolt in hand and a quick land, and then not casting a Renin 6 on turn 2 on curve. He's plussing Liliana in the face of a thing in the ice. I'm mad. Okay, watch this. Okay, he's got a line of play. He's got plus Renin 6, get back a land, play it, play Scooz and Bloodbraid Elf in the same turn. He's not doing that. We're discarding that Scavenging Ooze. We're casting that Bloodbraid Elf. Kolaghan's command. He's got to read it. He needs to know what that does.
Card's god-awful.
Says you discard a card, get back your Scooz. Okay, the Scooz is here. We're still in it. Gets in the red zone. Plus that Renin 6. He's in there. He's fishing around. Gets a land. Doesn't play it. Could have played that land and that Scooz. Choosing not to. He needs that. He needs cards to discard to Liliana. There's a risk factor. You're taking that damage. You were taking that damage. You have him dead on board. You take that damage. Okay, good. Good. You attack. You tick down Renin 6. You win the game right here, right now.
Is he gonna see that line of play though, Liam?
He better see that line of play.
If not, what? You're gonna just own him again?
I can call a jihad on my friend. What's he doing? He's tapping 2 mana, looking at some graveyards. This is a simple, he's casting
He's
Goyf.
casting Goyf.
We're counting the power and toughness of Goyf when your opponent's dead on board.
Maybe he's trying to send a message, Liam.
The message has been sent, and the message is, I don't know what I'm doing.
Why don't you just let him play Eric's Amulet Titan?
Because Eric doesn't have Amulet Titan. Okay, Scooz is on board. The gang is all here. Gets in. Goes to 1. He's moving that dice. It looks like down. And he realizes it. Thank God.
I'm not gonna lie. It's like whenever you think back, I was supposed to be like, boop, and just watch the things go down.
Mike. Mike, why?
Alright, so Spellbomb's probably coming in.
Oh, like from Spellbomb's bad against Jund. I'm sick of people boarding in Spellbomb against Jund. You're wasting mana. You're not doing anything. You take me off my Kolaghan's command. It's got other modes. That card's not dead. You make my Goyf smaller. No, you're adding an artifact into the graveyard. Goyf is still strong. Plus, get rid of one of my fetch lands for Wrenn and 6. Whatever. I'm still plussing it. I'll minus it. I'll shoot you. Spellbomb, bad. Terrible card. Every card in his sideboard is unplayable against Jund. Don't do it.
I really want him to just mana clash Jund out and just watch you cry.
Spellbomb is acceptable if you're just using it to cantrip.
Also, it can also save you a couple points from Goyf for a turn or two.
It's unlikely that happens.
Is it though?
It's very unlikely that Spellbomb blowing up your opponent's graveyard against Jund is going to save you on some life. You have to have not fetched, not played a single spell up to that point, and not had a hand disruption spell cast against you. Unlikely.
What if you spell bomb
He's
yourself
looking at,
and your opponent?
He's looking at. Then Goyf still has 1 power, and that's fine. He's looking at extirpate. Don't know what for. Jund's not a combo deck. You don't need to extirpate. Dan's looking at his own spell bombs. That can see play against Rick's Factor. That's fine.
You're gonna bring it for 1 card.
Looking at Fulminator Mage. Your opponent is on 3 colors. That's fine. He's looking at Kitchen Finks. Not a bad card in this matchup. All right. The Collective Brutalities are great here. The Kitchen Finks is good. I even like Kalitas, because Kalitas is a lifelinking creature. That seems good against the deck that's playing Vexing Devil, like Kalitas versus Vexing Devil. Kalitas wins that exchange. What's Mike saying?
I do not have a gamble. I don't know if our store does or not.
I have a gamble in my commander deck that's better than yours, Mike. What's up? Melik, is it League? I've had that deck for 7 years. As long as I've been playing Magic, basically. It's the OG.
Fucking youngins, Jesus Christ.
Look, I picked up Magic post, at the tail end of Innistrad.
Oh, God.
Technically Scars of Mirrodin,
Oh, God.
but,
You're so young!
I was too busy not being social to play Magic.
So goddamn young.
You're like 5 years older than me.
How old are you?
25.
6 years older than you, sir.
Oh, wow. Fucking decrepit.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know, I was streaming with a geriatric.
There's a reason. There's a reason I don't get up very often.
Is this a home? Is this actually a nursing home that I'm unaware of? Shh. Is that why your bed has plastic sheets?
No.
That's for okay.
That's
That's for sex stuff.
that exactly. It's for all the gay reasons.
Very damp sex. A lot of liquids. Never know.
I don't think your mom would be that hard on Magic.
What?
Mike says like you guys both grew up with
Mom
Super.
didn't care about Pokemon, and that says evolution in it, so I don't think she'd care. Like, oh, it's evil, and then she'd probably look at it and be like, oh, you're just a nerd. Okay.
It's just. I mean, like I can somewhat understand, like early Magic people being upset because like they actually like some of the artwork
They did censor some artwork because there were some pentagrams.
with pentagram and some other questionable things like
There
invoke
was some,
prejudice.
there was some
with the
crosses.
KKKs. That was like I can understand early why there would be some issues.
There was,
But-
Crusade had a cross in it. They censored that.
Yeah. And so so it's like but like once they like okay if we stay away from these things suddenly it's like oh look we're fine now.
There was Urza's Vibrator, a classic Magic card. One of the Power 9 had to not print it because of the backlash.
I mean one of the Power 10.
Well, it would have been the 10th
Yes.
power, but you know, it was not meant to be. I like the fan. I like fanning it out. Each individual card, they're all here.
All right, Liam. Are we gonna redisown Dan during this game as well?
Dan's on thin ice going into this game too. He won that game, which is why I have not disowned him. But we're playing suboptimally.
He's on thin ice. Got him.
I'm never coming back. You show me these frustrating games. You're making puns. The lowest form of humor. Actually, it's not. The lowest form of humor is parody. Because you didn't even create an original idea.
I mean, yeah, Mike. How else are you supposed to, crush your opponents beneath your feet? You gotta do it in a secret room.
He correctly went for a mulligan because his hand did not have a way to apply pressure. There's better Jund hands out there. He brought in the Kalitas. Good call. Wonder what he bought him there.
That hand doesn't seem to be putting a lot of pressure on either.
It's not it's not a hand that has a lot of pressure. Drawing the bolt's good, but your opponent didn't present a lot of ways to actually apply pressure to you. Vexing Devil, you saw that, and then you saw a lot of just okay cards
Yeah.
that weren't actually presenting a reasonable threat to your life total. Did he just fetch on end step? Did Daniel just fetch on end step? What a god. Okay, I'm in it. I'm into it this game. We're doing good. We're
Liam.
doing the Lawrence work. Nope, he fetched main phase. I hate
Yeah,
him.
it's like Liam. He fetched on the end step of his own turn.
I'm gonna have to have a talk with Dan. We're gonna have words.
Oh.
Listen, my friend, my sweet summer child, you do not need to put lands into play on your main phase only. I know you like Summer Bloom. I know Summer Bloom puts lands into play main phase. Don't need to be doing that.
Oh yeah, that was another big one. It was the card Armageddon because it was a sorcery. People had issue with that one too.
What about Army of Allah or Jihad?
Yeah, Jihad was definitely one.
Daniel's presenting a Liliana of the Veil. There's a risk factor in response. Yes, I will take 4 damage. Yeah, I'll take 4. Yeah. Correct line. The way that the risk factor works is you take 4 until you have 4. Then you don't. Plussing. What's he gonna get rid of? Can pitch.
So he's getting rid of a Fiery Gambit?
You can pitch a land because he has a fetch land in hand, and he's got 4 mana, 1 mana spell. Fire Gambit goes to graveyard on the other side. Needs pressure. Alec needs to pressure Lily before it takes over the game.
That is why Lily's just so good.
Lily is good.
Lily by herself will just take over a game.
One of the most positive things about Jund is that you can pressure a lot of matches by playing Thoughtseizes and Liliana. Very good against an open field. Lightning is a good answer. If you're discarding 2 cards here, you're probably discarding Lightning Bolt, Kalitas, so you can have Fetch Land, Bloodbraid Elf, and basically have 3 cards.
Does Lightning say target player?
Yes.
So
No, yeah, It says opponent, I believe. I think it says target opponent.
If it says target opponent, I believe you can redirect that damage to Lily.
Interesting. There's no way of telling. There's no way of knowing. What does Blightning do? We'll never know. I gotta look it up. Since you pressured me, I'll look it up.
Because the wording is because if the easiest shortcut is if it has the word target on there, and it's target player, you can also target a planeswalker with the new erratas.
3 damage to target player or planeswalker.
Okay.
That player or planeswalker's controller discards 2 cards. I like tagging Liliana with that. It's one of your only ways to pressure her.
I mean, he has his second risk factor in hand, so he might be honestly on the risk factor route.
Might be on the burn him out.
Yeah.
What's Bloodbraid Elf get? Cascade. Assassin's Trophy.
You can blow up a land, let him get a land. I mean,
That's
you can take him off a color.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
you
really.
can't take him off a color,
But yeah.
but you can cast it. There's no reason not to cast it. Might as well. Get that Steam Vents. Get out of here. Daniel, notorious hater of the Is It League. Sending a message in a different way. That was for me specifically, watching back on the stream.
Right. Just, I know Liam's gonna say I'm bad. Fuck Is It League.
Questionable decisions. Plus is Lily. Discarding a risk factor.
So,
Yep. Going to the bin. Gets in for
I don't
3.
I don't know if I would discard a risk factor because you do have a mana clash in hand.
Are you winning a mana clash against Jund?
Do you know what mana clash does?
I'm gonna pretend like I do. Don't you reveal the top card of your library? You
No.
reveal? What's it do?
I'm gonna let him sit here and guess. Ooh, Fiery Confluence, or Fiery Gambit, excuse me.
Okay, Mana Clash says target opponent reads this card and then shrugs and says whatever.
No.
No.
So Mana Clash is both players flip a coin.
Target a player reads this effect and then laughs because your deck is bad.
Until it beats you.
I don't know. Looking good for Jund.
So
Each player flips a coin.
So each player flips a coin. If both are heads, nothing happens. So the spell just is unresolving. If either player rolls tails, or so if both players are heads, then the spell stops. If either player rolls tails, whoever flips tails loses a life. Repeat the process until both players flip heads at the same time. And what's funny is even if you go to negative life, the spell keeps going until it resolves. So you can actually draw a game off Mana Clash.
You're the active player, right? Wouldn't you lose the game first?
Because it has to... The spell isn't done resolving.
Okay, but if the spell resolves and you're both at 0 life,
It's a draw.
Is it?
Yes, because the spell
Okay.
resolves state-based effects check.
Okay. It doesn't. Being active player doesn't matter,
The next player doesn't matter.
and it's fizzled.
I say it doesn't matter, obviously, if both are at negative life. I mean, if... That thing, yeah, it's fucking weird.
How dare you, Calvin? I will find you.
Oh, unfortunately, Mana Clash, they both immediately flip heads, and that's just like, oh, sad.
Calvin, I'm friends with this guy, Daniel Reynolds, playing Jund, and he is misplaying. He's playing suboptimally, which is the greatest defense of a Jund player. The suboptimal plays.
Says the person who has twice not bolted their opponent when they're at 3.
I was not playing Jund. I was playing Splinter Twin and Azori and Jeskai Control. That's right. Not a Jund misplay. That was a me. If I can't shit on my friends, nobody can, alright?
Because you use the same screen name for everything, Calvin.
Oh yeah, I wonder who Tenophobia is across the board. Big mystery. What's happening here? Is this
Also,
a risk-
Calvin, why don't you come play Magic anymore, you goddamn scrub?
Yeah, football spike when a Matzagrana is into the ground and demand a Magic deck. Hold an iguana hostage, Calvin. I would love to read a Yakima police report about a hostage situation involving an iguana. That would be the highlight of my year. Hostage situation with an iguana. Make it happen, Calvin.
Is Daniel not ulting Lily?
He's reading it.
Alright.
There's a signature there.
God.
Dividing your opponent's lands doesn't do a whole lot right now. You can wait a turn. You can go up to 7, ult the next turn.
I mean, he does have double risk factor.
Eh.
How upset would you be if Alec pulls this out and goes like, discard for risk factor, takes 4, next turn, discard for risk factor, after that, draw the bolt for game?
Daniel would deserve it because right now I believe he tapped Forest and Raging Ravine to cast a Scavenging Ooze. With those types of plays, if that is a forest, that could be a swamp. You're asking for it. If that's a forest, you're asking for it. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, man.
Risk factor. What do you choose? Yeah, I can take some more. I'll do it. We got an ooze in play. We're gaining life. We're gaining at least 1. It lets him draw. Anger of Gods goes into hand. Mediocre on this board. Kills 2 creatures. Still Goyf in play. It's okay. Alright.
You should read Calvin's comment. It's just for you, specifically.
That was Austin who said that to me as an insult. Sometimes you play yourself. Sometimes you don't lightning bolt your opponent when they're at 3.
Sometimes you court for a miscutter Hydra.
Sometimes you main phase fetch for a tapped shockland and pass the turn with lightning bolt in your hand.
He did it at the end turn, sir.
No, he did not.
He did.
No.
He fetched the end turn.
No, he did not.
He didn't? Oh.
He untapped and bolted the Vexing Devil that he let resolve, and did not play a Renin 6 on curve.
Big room, please.
Correctly divides the black sources from the rest. That's a good pile. That's the correct pile. He's keeping because he's got Anger of Gods in hand that answers the Skoos, answers the Bloodbraid Elf.
Yep.
Not saving you in the long run. If Daniel draws land, he can activate Raging Ravine. If he draws Bolt, Kolaghan's Command, or Renin 6, you're dead next turn.
Yeah.
Casting Anger, only going to delay the inevitable.
You're not wrong.
He's lining up his mana.
Apparently Calvin can't breathe. You're killing him, Liam.
Good. I'm glad. Send me a photo. Send me a photo of you holding an iguana hostage.
I have a really weird feeling I'm gonna get a very awkward email from Twitch, like, "Sir, you're being banned for 24 hours because you were asking for hostage situations."
So the thing is, I know that. Oh, there's a K command. His opponent's actually dead. It says 2 damage on there. What are we reading? Yeah, he's revealing the Kolaghan's command.
Alright.
What's he saying? Is he saying you discard a card?
God, I hope so.
It's at 1 life. You're saying okay, because there's
All
a
right.
handshake. He got it in 2. You did it.
Alright.